Hello and welcome to the Any More Ideas podcast, where everyone this weekend gets double XP.
That's a good way.
I kept trying to think of a second part to add to that, but I couldn't come up with anything. Anyways, my name is Tim, joined as always by Anthony.
Hello.
And I'm just going to start this off by saying mistakes were made. I completely thought we had one more episode that was already done, edited, and ready to go on YouTube. And when I went to try and post the links and everything this morning, I figured out we had 7 episodes recorded, and 5 already went up, and I forgot I still had 2 I needed to edit. And me being dyslexic and apparently unable to speak, I did the math wrong, as usual, because I can't count higher than 5. And so today's episode was recorded today. It's edited today and will be posted today. And it's going to be out of order because I'm still going to use the other 2 goddamn episodes.
Essentially, what he's saying is
No, what I'm saying is that it's going to seem kind of weird because this is going to be like kind of current, and then the next episode's going to be from like 4 weeks ago still.
Yeah.
Because originally when we started this, we recorded a few episodes because we wanted to have some banked. Because like any good podcast, you want to bank a couple episodes in case something like this happens.
Good.
Which I do have them banked. Problem is I don't have them with me to edit and post on the fly. Therefore, we have the issue that we've run into now. So, it's kind of impromptu, but next week might sound a little weird because things might sound like, when did that happen again? Because I honestly don't remember what we talked about then. But
I don't remember what we talked about half the time.
I don't either until I go back and edit it, and then I'm like, really? Because like the other podcasts I used to do, I never went back and listened to the episodes. I've kind of gone back. Like, every now and then, I'll get, like, nostalgic, and I'll go back and look at an episode, and I'm just like, I really do not remember this. I don't remember this at all. But I'm like, no, it's recorded, it's here, I had to have done it. But yeah, so we will have 2 more episodes that are going to kind of seem out of order, and then things are going to start sounding a little more current. We did take like 3 weeks off from recording just because we kind of figured we were too far ahead. Just because it was kind of like we had like a month of podcast. And then it was like, okay, I liked being that far ahead because it gave me plenty of room. But then it was also like, okay, but like we're talking about a game that came out a month ago, and we're talking about it like it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we took some time off to just kind of catch up. This way things are a little more current. We're still going to try and be 3 weeks, have 3 episodes banked. I know that still kind of makes things seem like they're kind of far in, far out, but maybe we'll start doing some like little short thing that we can kind of make a supplemental, like maybe on a Friday or something that kind of sounds more current. Or maybe we'll try and do it where we'll just have 1 episode banked, just do 2 episodes. We're still trying to work this out. I mean, we're still young. We're only episode 6 now, which technically this is 8, but it's going to be 6.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's out of order. So just
bear with us.
The official naming and everything.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of housekeeping before we really get started. So what? What now?
Yeah. So did you have anything that you wanted to talk about? Did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
I mean, I got some notes, but we got to kind of do today quick, so we can't go into too much, because originally I was gonna say we could finally do the My Ways to Improve Baseball, because we did talk about doing that
that's
one.
The next one.
That's a long one.
Yeah, that's the next one.
I don't know. What about you?
I mean, well, actually, I don't think we talked about this. College football season is upon us.
Yeah.
Like actual college football, not the game.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah, college football is upon us. My team is doing relatively well. Lost against Michigan. Not bad of a loss. People would say it might be, but I think where we're at as a team, I think is very, very good. And you can say, "Why are you saying that?" Because you're not on the team, but and you say it all the time. But that's
oh yeah, well no, it's, I never understood why everybody who likes sports is like, oh, we're gonna go all the way this year, or we didn't do this, or like you're not there, you're not on the team, you're not on the field, you're watching it through a screen.
Yeah, I think you just get indulged in it, and you just like it. But yeah, like I said, so my team's not doing that bad. 2-1, not bad at all, and we're not very low on the rankings either because we are a top 25 team, which is good. But I think a lot of people didn't expect it from them this year. But now that they're doing good, it's kind of a shock to everybody except us.
I'm trying to think, because I remember hearing this, and I don't know if I heard it on something old or if something new. Weren't they playing against LSU?
Yeah.
And didn't you lose?
No, we won.
Oh, you won. Okay, so then what I heard, what I heard was probably from last year.
No,
then
but you know, because we didn't play LSU last year either. What you
or maybe it was
what
older.
you did say is you'd hope.
Oh, I did say I hope they would. I don't like USC. I don't. Matter of fact, because like you said, the college football season is here. I really saw that because I told you I just went to Austin, and they just, I guess that I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday. I guess there was a game with UT.
Texas, yeah.
And because there were people flying in for the game, I would say most of the people on the flight were there for UT. Because I seen UT shit everywhere.
Yeah, no. It's a sea of orange over there.
Matter of fact, I wanted to buy a UT hat, just come back with it, send you a picture, like, oh, hey, look, I got into football.
Yeah, you got into football. That would have been a shock. I'm going to be honest here.
I know, but I didn't know if it was like $36, $40 was worth the joke. God damn, that shit's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Then again, this was also at the airport. Because, like, they had two shops there. One was, like, literally just all Texas sports stuff, and then the other one was just, like, a gift shop.
Either way, it would have been the same price or even double.
No, airports, everything costs more at the airport,
no,
man.
I'm telling you right now, you probably would have paid more for the hat at the stadium itself.
No, I don't think so.
I guarantee you.
No, dude, the airports, how much time have you spent in an airport?
I'm saying, I guarantee you it'll happen.
No, but it's just usually airports, everything costs double generally because you have to get it through security and everything else, all the other costs. Because hell, I went to Chick-fil-A and that shit cost twice as much as it normally would. And that wasn't even in Texas, that was here.
Yeah, I mean...
Which there, I also have another bone to pick with anybody who complains about gas prices. Shit there was just above $2 a gallon.
They're saying it's worse there than...
No, it's better there. Everyone complains about the gas prices, and it's like, shit, we're paying almost $4. Like, I've been lucky. I think I'm paying less than, like, change under $4 a gallon. And there, I went there and took a picture of it because it looked like something from the fucking 90s.
So you're telling me they're mad that they have to pay that?
Yeah, because I can only imagine what it is when prices were down. It's probably like $1 something.
Why are they complaining?
Yeah, no. It's honestly, I have not seen gas be $2.69 a gallon since the late '90s, or maybe early 2000s, like when I started driving.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of something.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a whole damn, I would say, until the Super Bowl's over, that you're just going to hear about football from most people.
Yeah, no, I figured that.
Because no one cares about the other league. To be honest, no one really watches XFL or UFL, whatever the fuck that other league's called. Nobody really watches it like that. I mean, you watch it just because football's still on, but you're not really indulged to a team as like...
Well, no, I mean, I know some people that are actually really into XFL. I don't know why, but they are. And like arena football, I know I've heard There's some people that like it because it's cheap, I'm assuming.
I think I did mention this, but I'm going to say it again. Today I'm switching the subject though. Today is the release for the first part of Vince McMahon's documentary.
I don't think we talked about that on here, but...
No, not on here, but we did.
We had talked about that before.
But it's today.
Okay, well, I ain't watching shit till December. As far behind as I am.
I don't care if I spoil it anyway.
No. I mean, shit. I mean, none of it's really... I don't think anything's really going to be shocking for me because... You know that man had...
No, I don't think... No, nothing's going to be shocking for me. I just want to watch it.
No, yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I honestly can't start watching anything until fucking December when my classes are over.
Yeah.
Because I'm already behind.
Yeah.
Only 6 weeks in. Or 5 weeks. I don't even remember,
Something
honestly.
like that, yeah. But no, I think that's another thing that I'll be doing. Also, coaching now, so that's fun.
I really want to see that.
It's what? I mean, it's like...
I don't know. Just like, I'm not saying I don't imagine you being a good coach. I just don't see you having patience.
No, I have a lot of patience for doing so, because I used to have to do camps for 6 to 8 year olds from my high school. I used to have to.
Had to?
Yeah, it was like it's like a mandatory thing. You have to be there because it's part of.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, you would have been gone.
No.
You would have been off the
I'd
team.
have ditched it.
Yeah, you would have been off the team after that for sure. But it was definitely mandatory.
Oh, wait, it was for the team. It wasn't required by the school.
No, it was required by your...
Oh, okay, no. Well, then that's like a training camp. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I thought you were just saying, like, oh, no, the school made you do it. I'm like, oh, no, fuck that.
No, the school didn't make us do it. The coach was like, you guys have to be there. We're here
Oh,
to train.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's a training camp.
We're here to train the 6 to 8 year olds. Can't be too... It's like, I remember it's embedded in my head.
Yeah, no, well, I think my brother had to do something similar because he was in band, so I think he had to go to band camp.
Yeah, no, it's embedded in my head because I remember this one kid could not catch the ball, but it was only because he didn't believe he could catch it. And this kid was only 8 years old, and he was talking about, man, I suck, man, I'm this, man, I'm that. And his mom was kind of talking to him, and I had to kind of just not push him to the side, but like that term, kind of just like, hey, I got it. Because obviously you hear it from your parents a lot, or hear it from whatever. You're going to hear that encouragement, but if you hear it from someone different, it might hit a little more. So I told him, and he still had the same response. And I was like, man, I kind of pulled some shit out of Sandlot, and I said, man, this is baseball. You got to have fun. You just go out there and make a play. The next thing you know, this kid's diving, making some catches, and it's like, see, I told you. And even the mom was like, yeah, I told you could do it. I have a lot of patience, actually, because contrary, I'm like my dad in that sense, for like, in a lot of things in life, I don't have patience, but when it comes to coaching, I have the utmost patience for it, which is shocking to some people.
Shocking to me, because...
But I learned it from my dad. My dad would always say...
Well, usually people that don't have patience, they don't have patience in general.
Well, that's how it works, but it's like, even my dad, when he had a pep talk, because that's the one guy, and the other coaches that I've had, that I'll listen to, like the good ones, and they'll say, this is what you got to do, especially with that age, because...
So are you telling me to actually get you to listen, I got to walk around with a whistle and just blow it and then, like, scream at you?
No, but that's kind of weird, but no.
I'll do it. I have a whistle at home. I mean...
No, see...
Don't know why I have a whistle. I just got one.
Here's the only thing. There's only 3 sports, or maybe 4, that use a whistle in practice. And that's football, baseball... Or no, sorry, baseball's not one. Football, soccer, basketball, because you're doing drills.
Yes, I know.
I
have been to basketball practices.
So those 3 for sure. Maybe hockey. I don't know. But
yeah, hockey does too.
But in baseball, there are no rules. It's just, hey, get over here, get on a hop. You just use your voice.
Okay, but I was just talking about in general. You like all sports.
Yeah.
Sports equals whistle.
Yeah, well, not all sports equals whistle.
Yes, it does.
Baseball doesn't require.
Yeah, it does.
For you, anyway.
It does.
But anyway, no, like to wrap up the little, to wrap up what I'm saying in the sense is like, I learned it from my dad to have a lot of patience, and that is a guy that doesn't have, well, shit. I mean, he knows he has a quick fuse, but he's patient more than most. But he's still not patient enough. I don't know how to explain it. But when it comes to sports, he's patient all the way through. And like he was telling me, he goes, dude, you got to remember these kids are 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, and some of them are still learning how to play the game of baseball. You can't get on them. You can't yell at them. You can't do this because these kids are at that point where some of them are still learning how to play the game.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love when I've gone to my fiance's nephew's practices, be it baseball or basketball. I'm just like, ever since like even when I was younger, it was like 3-4 years ago, and even then like they just put her other nephew in I think baseball too, and it's just like, kid can barely hold a bat. I mean, and yet these parents are, well, the parents and the coaches, they're acting like this is some real fucking game, and I'm just like,
Yes.
these kids probably don't even know half of what they're doing out here. They don't even comprehend it yet.
Yeah, I will say the problem with coaching today too is, well, obviously back in the day it was a lot worse, but now because of the times you kind of can't do anything. You can't yell at the kid either, but it's also,
Well, my thing is less that. My thing is more.
but the I will say, like, as a coach, and I'm probably gonna get flack from this if like parents ruin the game. They do, and my dad's been a coach for 30 years, 35 plus. He will tell you that. He will tell you that there's parents out there that just ruin the damn game, won't shut up. He had to send parents to the outfield because they kept yapping at the umpire and kept saying, "Look, you're gonna cost the kid. You're gonna cost us the damn game. Shut up, get your ass out in the outfield."
You know what the funny thing about that is that is just people watching sports in general. I mean, replace the kids with full-grown adults, and you got the same thing.
See, but in a sense, it's different though.
It's only different because you think it's a professional game. Because otherwise, you're yelling at the coach. Oh, you made the wrong play.
No, it depends on, like, okay, yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I'm saying, like, from a coach's perspective, because in the NFL and college football, fans don't really affect the game unless they're throwing stuff on the field.
Well, I think in any game that's.
But in high school or youth, fans, which in this case are parents, affect the game to the point where it's like every time something happens, they're like, oh, they gotta argue something, and you'd be like, hey, I'm the coach. It's my job to argue with the umpire, and if we lose because of me, that's my fault. Let me take the flak. I'm the coach. That's my job. Your job is not to tell the umpire what he's supposed to do.
No, yeah, I get that, and I completely agree with that. But one of the things about it is also just that, like, the coaches themselves, when their team loses the game, the way they can complain about that after the game, it's like, okay, dude, you're coaching a kid's game. It's just a game. You know, you're not you're not in the Super Bowl. You're not in the World Cup or whatever. You know, it's like, why are you so? Oh, the ref. You know, he was just against us. I'm like,
this is the other thing I learned from my dad too. Is especially in baseball or anything, whatever, you gotta adjust to whatever the umpire's not doing. Especially in baseball, the umpire's strike zone is wide, which means a wide strike zone means that instead of it being, because usually
yeah, no, well, I know
the strike zone, you know, on TV is like a square.
Yeah,
it's basically the square just extends into like a rectangle or something.
Yeah, it's where the ball passes, where they think you could have hit it.
Exactly, because some of them where they stand, it depends on where they stand. So if you know that an umpire is making a bad call and he's calling you outside, step in the box a little more, step towards the plate a little more. Don't. That's the thing my dad would tell us. Don't blame the umpires. Blame you because you didn't make the adjustment. If we told you to do it and you didn't do it, then that's on you. And that's what I tell these kids all the time. I learned it at a young age. Don't blame the ref. Don't blame this. Don't blame that. If you didn't win, there's two reasons why we didn't win. It's either we didn't play well. Or we just bit ourselves in the foot, and that one error messed us up. Or you guys just didn't want to adjust. But anyways, that's kind of what it is. But I just don't. Honestly, parents now, they're just brutal with these freaking umpires. And some of them, I see videos of some of them just, there's one guy, some moms had something. He literally took off his mask, said, I don't paid enough, and just walked out. And the game got canceled. And then there was another soccer game where this kid got tripped, and he got slide tackled, and the mom was like, "That's a foul," and the kid was like, "Shut up, mom." He's just like this, but yeah, I mean, I know what I'm gonna have to deal with when I coach. It's not nothing new because I even heard it as a player, and it was annoying, to say the least.
No, well, I mean, hey, it's something to do and whatnot.
And you hear it like I said, you hear it as a player too. You're like, shut the fuck up. Like sometimes I'll tell my friends, can you tell your mom to shut up? They're like, yeah, I want to, but you don't listen to me. It's like, dude, well, fucking if she don't listen, you're gonna get fucking kicked out the game because she runs her damn mouth all the time. He was like, I know. And then the coaches would go, hey, will you shut the will you please stop talking? Fuck. Anyways, but that's just kind of how it is. And then, yeah, I mean, other than that, I really don't have anything else other than just playing college football or playing. There's a PS2 game I need to ask you about that just got released on the PS5. I don't not. It's like it's an old game clearly because as I just said, it's a PS2 game or something like that.
Well,
I don't know what the game is called, but me and my buddy were talking about it earlier, and he said there's a co-op multiplayer, which we're going to dive into it. And I heard it's a pretty good game. And I'm sorry, not a PS2, it was a PS4 game.
oh, well, PS4, I mean, that's not that old. I mean, they still release new PS4 games.
That's the only thing I wish for PS2 they would drop a little more.
Yeah, but the only problem with that is that, one, you have to pay for the better subscription to be able to play them.
I have the highest subscription you can have.
You're paying like $300 a year for it?
I'm paying for the premium, yeah.
You know there's like 4 tiers, right?
Yeah, I'm like whatever the 4th tier is.
Why? I don't even pay for that.
I want games free, man.
I get free games every month too. Matter of fact, your WWE 2K24.
That game, it's a great game.
Yeah, I can get it for free now. It's this month's free game.
Yeah, but I also like old games, man. So.
No, I know, but still, you can buy the old games. 2, the old games on there are actually terrible versions of those games because you have to stream them. That's why I wouldn't pay for that.
Yeah.
Because you're not actually playing it on your...
I'm not going to lie. I played MX vs. ATV Untamed. It was dog shit. And you know what? I have it on my Xbox, so I don't even know why I would attempt to go play it on.
Yeah, I don't know either. 2,
and I tried to play cars, and it was unplayable.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Unplayable.
Stop wasting your money. Lower your subscription. You don't need that. You want to save money. Well, here's a good saving money bit. Because the regular subscription is expensive enough. Yeah. But for all that other stuff, that 1, I'm sure you don't play that often. No. And 2, it doesn't play well to begin with because you're literally streaming that crap. It just don't.
Hey, but you told me you're going to get the PS5 Pro.
No, I'm not getting that piece of shit. It has a little bit better of a graphics upgrade. Maybe the ventilation is a little better. But honestly, $700 for literally less console? No. Because I would have to... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And I was literally just about to get to that. It's $700 for the base console. Yeah. Now, where I have my PS5, I have to have it standing up. 2, as hot as those things run, standing them up is actually better than having them laying down. But the PS5 Pro does not come with a stand. So you have to spend another $40 on top of the $700 for the stand. Now, it doesn't have a disc drive. All my games are discs because I, really refuse to go the digital route unless I absolutely have to. I've only ever bought one digital console only, and that was the PSP Go, and that was because I already had the PSP.
Yeah, the PSP Go was abysmal.
No, I'll be honest, I loved the thing. I still love it. It's still my favorite version of it. But I didn't like that they never made a drive or something where I could transfer pull my UMD games and install them on there. Because that was bullshit having to buy both games. Plus, my favorite PSP game never came out on digital there. So literally, the game I played the most, that I liked the most, I could not play on it. And there were a whole bunch of other games that I couldn't.
Hey, that's why the original PSPs go.
But I'll admit, I do have a couple of games on there that I don't have for the PSP, and I wish I would have got the disc versions. But anyways,
the PS Go one time, the PSP Go one time.
Well, I still have mine. I still have mine, but that's a collector's piece.
You said you were gonna get the one that looks like the PS1 and all that.
What?
There is one that looks like the PS1.
Well, yeah, the 30th anniversary edition's coming out.
I'm still not paying that.
I will buy the faceplates for the regular PS5. I'm definitely getting one of the controllers. I will admit that. As soon as those pre-orders go up, I'm buying the controller.
I'm buying the controller too.
I'm like, I seen that. I'm like, I don't need another controller, but I'm buying one of those. When the pre-orders go up, I'm buying one.
I said, I'll get a controller. That's it. I'm not getting anything else.
And then I'm not even getting the Elite one. I'm getting just the base controller. I mean, I want one of those other ones, but if I'm going to spend that much on a controller, I'd rather buy the Portal.
Wait, how much is it? The Elite?
I think it's like $200.
What the fuck? Okay.
Dude, an Xbox Elite controller is like $300.
I don't have an Xbox Elite.
Believe me, they're worth the money. I don't have one, but
know they're worth the money.
My brother
used to have the Xbox Elite.
Well, that's why my brother has one. I tried it, and yeah,
I know they're worth the money.
It is and it isn't. I mean, I still don't think it's worth that much, but it is worth a premium on it. But that's why the Pro.
I thought you said you were going to get the PS1.
No. Why would I buy another one? My PS5 there's nothing wrong with it.
I don't know why they'd even sell it.
Well, they're selling. Well, the regular PS5, they're not selling that edition. They're just selling faceplates. Because you can change the sides, right?
Yeah.
Because I changed mine. Mine's black now.
You can take them off. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I changed. My brother bought a set, then he bought another set, and he gave me his old black one, so I switched out mine to black.
Yeah, I might change the plates on it. I might get the plates for those just so I could change it to make it look like the PS1 plates.
If I can get my hands on those, I might. Especially, I mean, the plate. Those I have a hard time justifying because they're going to be like $100 for those, and they're going to be super hard to get. I would love it, but for me buying pieces of plastic to just put on it, it's a waste.
And you know what? It just gave me an idea now. I don't know why we didn't do this for the first one. But, as you know, we always have to do a top 5. Right?
Yeah.
Since we're talking about consoles.
Oh, top 5 consoles?
What is your top 5 consoles?
Okay, well, we can do that with this one real quick. Because actually, I had thought about that, and I think it's better for a longer episode. It's top 5 most influential albums on you. I thought that might be a good one.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, but again, that one's we'll do that next time. We can do the top 5 consoles for me that's easy. I don't you might have a little more trouble than me. But anyway, let me finish up my PS5 rant real quick. $700 for the Pro.
Yeah.
Another, I think, $40 for the stand, and this isn't even including tax. Yeah. Then another $80. I think it's $79 for the disc drive. If you want the disc drive. So literally $700 plus it's like $89. So it's another $120 on top of the $700. So you're looking already at $820 with tax. You're close to $900 or $1,000 for a fucking Pro.
It's comical.
You were literally paid more for less console.
All the comments were roasting it, and I called my first thing.
I remember my brother and my friend were on Discord chatting about it, and they were looking up this is what the credit will be, and this is the pre-order thing, and like they were already talking about how, oh yeah, we're gonna pre-order it, we're gonna get it, and then immediately the next day, oh fuck that, I'm not gonna. No, there's no reason to buy that,
Well,
and there isn't. I mean, there isn't. Unless you have like a top of the line TV and you do not already own a PS5, there is no reason to buy one unless you are just unless you have money to burn, or like I said, you don't already have a PS5 but you have a really really good TV and you play the shit a lot. Otherwise, there is no reason to buy the Pro.
Dude, I remember when it came out, the when it came out, what was coming with it. Because me and my buddy were shitting on everybody. We were like, watch, it's going to be some fuckery shit, I guarantee you. And it happened to be what we called. So I called him, and I go, see, this is exactly what we're talking about. They're going to make us pay more for this dumbass shit, and you have to pay extra just to get the other shit. That is so pointless.
No, I know. I will say, I mean, I do think Sony kind of screwed it with that. And
It's pointless.
It's just not going to sell. Because I think it's gonna have the same problem the PS3 had when it came out, and that was that it came out and it was too expensive. Because back then, and then granted, a $500 console it's not unheard of. Because hell, I think fucking there were consoles before that, like the 3DO that cost $500.
Yeah, but
I mean the Saturn was like 300 or 400.
I remember when I bought. Or I didn't buy the PS. But I actually, my stupid ass bought the PS3 when the PS4 came out because I didn't think, I don't know, I made the mistake of doing it. I had the money, but it was just, I was conservative with it.
Well, the PS3 is when the PS4 came out. One, you could buy used ones dirt cheap.
That's what I did.
Even new PS3s were only like $250 at that time.
I don't remember. But then the guy was like, actually, you're actually making a good choice. Like, I know that people would shit on you for not getting the newest shit. But I think you getting the older stuff right now, since we're still at a time where you still can use it, it's not that bad. Because it's like, because I bought it at GameStop, and he was like,
you never trust anything someone at GameStop says. I worked there long enough.
But he was technically right in the fact that it did last me another 4 years. I didn't have to.
It's a crapshoot with those, especially if they tell you to test them. Very few stores actually test. Like, the store I worked at, we tested consoles for the first, I think, year and a half.
Yeah.
Because I worked there for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a little test center where we could plug it in real quick and turn it on. Because, we were supposed to test it before we brought it in. And we did that for about the first year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly, we only ever did it for 360s. Mm-hmm. Because 360s were the ones red ringing. And we didn't want to have a room full of just broken Xboxes. PS3s, they powered on, great. Maybe we would go far enough to make sure people deleted their account off of it. Beyond that, they went in a box, and they were on sale 20 minutes later.
Still about the PS4, though, but I mean, it was still worth it.
I will say, the PS3 was great. I love the PS3. But the PS4, if anything, I think was the last one to really have good games. But, like now, it's taking forever for good games to come out. Because the PS4, I remember I had it for like a year and a half, and I maybe owned 2 or 3 games. And then all of a sudden I just started, I was just starting getting a shit ton of games for it. But it was like at first couple of years, there was like nothing for it. And that's why like now we're 2, 3... maybe almost 4 years into the PS5.
The game that'll only be a blockbuster is probably.
I think I own 5 or 6 PS5 games. Honestly,
I actually own quite a few.
Yeah, but you buy sports games. That's a bit more of an exception because 1, they're usually cheaper. 2, they come out more often. So
get WWE, man, not a bad game.
I'm gonna get it on the free thing because then I don't have to pay for it.
You could actually interact like with stuff that you used to do in the old games. I remember I jumped off an ambulance.
Cool. I don't care about that. I want to pull a fucking trash can or chair from under the ring and then just start hitting everybody with it.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do with it.
I mean, that's why I love the old THQ wrestling games, like
No, no, no,
WCW.
no. The THQ wrestling games were before their. They were way before their time. That should not have come out as early as it did.
No, it came out when.
No, I'm saying no. Like to be able to interact with that type of stuff.
Oh, you could interact with that shit pretty well.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying like to be able to do that early on, it should have been happening, like starting maybe 2010 and continuing to grow. Because what happens is now it's like it's SVR 2006, my favorite wrestling game ever, besides 7. The because I didn't get a chance to play Shut Your Mouth and like Here Comes the Pain. I never.
Yeah, but that was when they were starting to tone them down, because.
But no, okay. See, in SVR 2006, literally, you could throw somebody in. Like you could throw somebody on the thing, on like for example, they had a mini hoop. You could throw somebody on the mini hoop, and then shoot the basketballs and hit him in the head. It would just go down him and then.
Okay, but in WCW versus NWO and World Tour, which were the two 64 wrestling games from THQ, you could literally just like you just get out of the ring, press the action button, and whoever you were playing would reach under the ring and pull out some random object. It was like a trash can lid, a chair, baseball bat, pipe. I don't even remember how many weapons there were, but there were a lot.
But the closest 2K did the closest WWE had to that since then was 2K14 when they added "Oh my God" moments.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying SVR 2006 was kind of like that. Like you could do anything. I could jump off a ladder and do my finisher, do a frog splash, or I can go on top of a.
Well, I mean, when it comes to that, there were still technical.
I could go on top of a moving trailer and hit a 5-star frog splash with Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, but there was like technical limitations because you got to remember back then the hardware didn't have the memory and storage that we have now. I mean, that's what it's like when you look back at like the 64 game. Like I'm saying, I used to be able to hit people with all these weapons, and then like the people would start bleeding. You know,
they did that in 6 too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it happened earlier than that because it happened on a game on the N64.
That's too early for its time.
Yeah, but I'm saying is they did it.
Yeah,
and if anything, I'm surprised the other ones didn't have it. But then again, I don't really hear about hardcore matches anymore.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Yeah, I know. That's another reason why I don't watch wrestling anymore. Because hardcore matches were the best.
Well, technically, a no-holds-barred is a hardcore match.
Yeah, but it's still toned down. I mean,
but see, you don't have there is no hardcore title or anything anymore either.
I know.
So there's no reason to have.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They took out the fun. They killed the fun, literally.
Triple H is doing his thing. I'll say that he's bringing back some stuff you never thought you'd ever see.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also because like you really can't have hardcore matches anymore because of safety issues, and then it's too violent. You know.
I don't even want to get into that. We can do that another time. But I will say, since we were talking about WWE games and all these, that's why I thought it'd be good to do a top 5 consoles. Especially since this one is a little...
Yeah, no, this one's kind of short, and we do have to throw one of those in there. So I think that's a good, quick one.
Yeah.
So
I can give you mine right away.
Okay. Well, I thought you'd have more trouble, but go ahead.
No. My first one, PS2, because I started playing that very young. I remember playing that when I was freaking damn near in my house when I was born.
Yeah, well.
So, I mean, playing that for a lot of years, for about 10, 12 years before it broke, unfortunately. PSP number 2, because I took that fucking thing everywhere. When I say I took that shit everywhere, I took it everywhere. I took it with me on short rides, I took it with me on long rides, I took it with me to the fucking mall when I knew my mom was going to spend 9,000 hours shopping.
Oh, believe me, I took mine everywhere too. I mean, shit, I think I took mine with me when I went to Tokyo.
Yeah, PSP for sure.
It traveled.
My third one is actually maybe a shocker to a lot of people. Maybe not. But my third one is the original DS.
I'm going to say I'm not, but I also am. Because I wasn't expecting you to say DS, but then I'm also not shocked because you're still doing everything like post-2000.
Yeah, because That's my area. You have probably more of a work.
Oh, I go back to the 80s. I mean, the first console I ever played was an Atari 2600.
Yeah.
So believe me, I have almost the entire span of video game history to go through.
Yeah.
So that's not a
Nintendo DS was awesome. I liked it. Wii is my fourth one.
No, that's a good one. I think that one's a little. I mean, I think it's well, is it really underrated? I mean, I know a lot of people liked it, but
no, Wii was my shit, man. I had a lot of games on Wii that I had Wipeout. I had Dave Mirra's BMX. I had Tiger Woods PGA Tour. I had a shitload of games. Wii Sports Resort, Wii Sports, Wii Fit. Even though nobody really played Wii Fit.
I always wanted to play Wii Fit, but I think at the time I either couldn't afford it or I couldn't find it because that one was actually hard to get.
Yeah, Wii Fit was pretty hard.
And then my brother's girlfriend had it, and I always wanted to borrow it, but I never.
Sports, I don't know if you.
I was working at GameStop when the Wii was big, and believe me, I know Deca Sports.
Deca Sports was popping.
I just know it always came back 10 minutes later.
Obviously, Mario Kart.
I liked Mario Kart. But I will say on the Wii, I didn't necessarily like playing it on the Wii itself. Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, Mario Kart, and then the fifth one would have to be the original Xbox. Because...
See, that one's kind of surprising, because that one...
Oh, yeah.
It didn't... I mean, it sold, but I mean, it wasn't the greatest seller even here. And, it did take off, obviously. But... it was still kind of one of those things that it's like, I don't know a lot of people that had them, and the ones that did, all they ever played was Halo. They literally bought, that was me. Yeah. Literally bought it so I could play Halo.
Yeah, and the kicker to that one is I never owned one, but I would always play it at my friend's house.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the thing with those. It was like you knew someone that had one, and that was the only time you touched it.
But every time I touched it, I wanted to go back.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's a decent one to have on there. I like the original Xbox.
When SSX3.
I mean, SSX3 was on the PS2 too.
I know, but that's what I had it on. But when I found out, also, because I figured it, but obviously I didn't really know. I was like, this would be a great game to play. On here, and it was it brought me. I actually envisioned it like I was playing on the Xbox instead of the PS, because I am playing it on the Xbox, at the Xbox Series S.
Yeah.
But I could envision me playing it on the original Xbox.
No. I mean, I get it. There are a ton of games on the original Xbox that I love. There's Knights of the Old Republic, obviously Halo and Halo 2. Honestly. As much as I hate to say, because I always thought playing Tony Hawk on the Xbox, because there was that 2X version.
Never played that, but
that's the thing. It's I never thought I'd be able to play Tony Hawk on it, and I never gave it the chance to try. But then I still had a PS1, so I had Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on that. But Matt Hoffman's BMX 2, because that one came out on the Xbox, and I had the original game for the PlayStation. And my dad actually bought an Xbox, and then he bought it, but the game made him motion sick. So then he gave it to me, because he knew I liked those games anyway. But originally I think it was on the PS2, I think also, but I think that one's hard to find. Or maybe it was the PS1 still. But anyway, that probably next to Halo is my favorite game on there, because the thing I liked about the Xbox was I loaded at the time I had 15 or 20 because I was young, but I loaded every music CD me and my brother had on it, and you could do custom soundtracks with that game, so you could play the music off the hard drive. And it's just I preferred playing nowadays I could only play the Matt Hoffman games on an Xbox. I would not be able to play. I probably couldn't play them on the PlayStation. Yeah. I also wouldn't want to play that the part 1 again either, and two was perfect. Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean that's a good list. That's a good list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so my top 5. I'm gonna start out with number 1 because I don't give a fuck whatever anybody says. The very most best console ever made is the Sega Dreamcast. it brought the arcade into your home. It did it true. And to this day, the same one I bought back in '99 is still chugging along. For being one of those consoles that's in between the ones that don't last for shit and the ones that can't die. No, the Sega Dreamcast, to me, has one of the best catalogs of games. I love that I could play all the games I would go to the arcade to play at home. Shit, I mean, I bought the light... Like, I have to buy new ones, but I bought the light guns so I could play fucking House of the Dead 2. Just, like, non-stop.
Right.
It was the first console that you could really go online with, although I never really figured out SegaNet that way, that well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, top choice, hands down. It has been and probably always will be my favorite console. I still have it hooked up to my TV to this day. That very same console I bought back in '99. And I've had people that are like, "Oh, give me your Dreamcast." Something. No, I refuse. That thing can die. It will go in. I will build a trophy case for that console, and it will live there forever.
Okay.
I will never get rid of that thing. The only way that thing is leaving me is in either my cold dead hands, or if it was in a fire. Okay, so kind of speeding this up a little bit. Second, be the Game Boy Color. Because I spent probably more time playing that thing than anything else. Okay. Pokemon, red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, emerald, blah, 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 blah. Go down the line. I played that thing more than anything else. Like the PSP, that thing traveled with me everywhere before the PSP ever came out.
Okay, yeah.
Third would be the Atari 2600. No, it's not the greatest choice on the list, but I have a nostalgia for it. I'm I love old Atari games as basic as they are. It also shows my age, because I'm just that old. And, it's the first console I ever played. I played it with my mom back when I was a kid, which, who knows, that was maybe her giving me the controller, making me think I was playing.
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage. Fourth, I would say, is the PS2, because to this day, that is still the console with the best RPG games, hands down. I have a huge collection of, Japanese RPG games. I mean, they're in English, but they're the Japanese style ones that are worth shit tons of money. And, I didn't even know they'd be worth that much when I bought them. Hell, some of them I bought for $6 when I worked at GameStop. I was just like, oh, this one looks cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the PS2, I think the PS2 has to be on anybody's list, really. I mean, unless you're born after 2010, I think.
For they're going to say best consoles.
Well, just because they never had a chance to play one. Really.
Like PS5.
Really. And last one's actually kind of hard in a top 5, because it's like 3 I want to say, but I guess the Genesis, because it was kind of a toss-up between the Genesis and the SNES. But I played the Genesis more. I like the Genesis games better. I've always kind of been a Sega guy more than Nintendo, but I do really like it. So I guess that would be like an honorable mention. But the Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog, Vector Man, Altered Beast, I mean, I used to love playing those. Because again, they were like, some of them were arcade games, or they were, arcade style. And it was faster, and, more geared towards adults. So yeah, I think top 5, round out with Genesis.
Nice, that's a good list.
Yeah.
Good list.
Because, I mean, the other one I was thinking about is, like, the PS3. Just because, like, anything super new to me is kind of like... I would throw the PSP on there. I would throw the PS3. Hell, even the DS, because I love the DS, too. Just nowadays, every kid would just say, oh, number 1 is a Switch. But yeah, no, that would be my top 5. Because, shit, hell, above my TV, I have all the mini consoles of them, just right up there.
Yeah. It's a good list.
Yeah. Alright, so, I've already kept you over what we were going to do anyway. So, sorry about the short episode. and that it's going to come out so late. But something's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
So, hope you guys like this. Next week will be an old episode, and then we got one more after that, and then we'll have something modern, kind of like this.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell, or whatever they say, comments.
And comment down below. And
and
let us know what you like, let us know what you would like us to talk about next.
Yeah, definitely. If they, give us ideas. It's not only, hey, we're not the only ones here who need something. Come on, give us something to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, just real quick, I am in the process of figuring out an RSS feed. And since we've released at least 5 episodes now, I think we're at the point now where we qualify to go up on Spotify and Apple. So, once I get that figured out, we'll also be releasing these as audio versions. Not that this is actual video, but we'll have audio versions of these going up, like on Spotify and Apple, and maybe some other places if I figure out how to do that too. I'm a one-man band on that end. But I just want to make it as easy for anyone to listen to it wherever they prefer listening to it, because I know, being on YouTube's not the easiest thing. So, hopefully soon, in like 3 episodes, I'll try and give an update. Because again, like I said, the other 2 are already recorded. We'll have those out. And then, maybe giving me 2 weeks might help me figure it out. So, alright, that's it for us today. And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.